Okay, so eventually we're going to have to take it by force if we really want a change, and there is going to be sacrifices. This happens everywhere in the world. All right, in the United States where I live, there was a sacrifice for the First Amendment, for the Second Amendment, for all these, for the amendments, for the amendments of American citizens. There were sacrifices. People fought for this and people died for it. So for us to actually have a change, people are going to have to die, but we have to actually sacrifice and we have to be willing to fight for it. Not just speaking about it, we have to take action. We have to engage. We have to be willing to be a target. We have to be willing to actually risk ourselves. All right, just engaging is not really going to do much. We have to get on the field and actually take action with what we want. Come out and protest. Make your voice known to the international communities. People, okay, now we have U.S. soldiers in Nigeria. Okay, so we can actually engage more in the international space. We're having our voice heard. You have a reverend all the way from a city in the northern Nigeria. He's speaking out, and the international community got to hear his voice. And now we're having response. So we can use the tools that we have, the internet, to be able to speak out.
Today is February 10, 2026. Good afternoon, everyone. Taraba State is a state that has been under siege for decades now. That is the state that T.Y. Danjuma came from. That is the state that made T.Y. Danjuma to make that statement that the military, the police are colluding with the terrorists, the armed bandits, to commit ethnic cleansing. Now, there is something that happened yesterday. So yesterday, police ignored distress calls in Taraba State. The whole Christians there, in these communities that I'm going to mention for you, are no longer there, so you can go and fact check me. They sacked the whole Christians, they killed so many people, but they refused to answer distress calls. You know, I'm just making these videos for posterity's sake, so that people will understand that at least the information is there. There is no how two interests can stay in one country. Two strong and opposing interests. There is no how. There is no how. Like, how can you come to... By the way, these people, part of them, were sent to IDP camp. And when they wanted to return back, if you have been listening to my videos, I made a video that ISIS went on the road and started shooting people who were going back to their homes from IDP camp. And it's simple. Why are you going to your homes? We have sacked you. If, like, I don't understand the kind of mentality Nigerians have. If people are reasoning, why would the whole country keep mute? Why people have been chased from their ancestral homes? Everybody is mute. Terrorists have taken their homes and everybody is mute. Why can't they go back to their homes? And if they want to go back, the same terrorists will come and kill them on the road. Who is telling the terrorists that they want to go back? Now, yesterday, residents of several communities in Taraba State have accused the state government and security agencies of abandoning them to armed attackers after scores of persons were killed in sustained assault on Tiv Christian communities in Chanchanji district in the Takum Local Government area. This Takum Local Government area, the insurgency there, the insecurity there is just a religious one. It's just a religious one because who would the terrorists be, you know, killing you and be calling God? The terrorists will be killing you. The terrorists will be calling God. Like, what sort of rubbish is all this? Now, the community leaders and religious leaders said that the suspected Fulani militia effectively took over many villages, forcing survivors to flee, occupying homes and farmlands, and destroying churches and other properties. Just imagine, this is disheartening. They destroy churches, they enter people's home on the light and start living there. Like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, the community elder and Northern Christian Religious Leader Assembly, official Reverend Dr. Maker Philip Dopa, said repeated appeals to authorities had yielded no response. The issue has been on for long, but government is not doing anything. People are being killed daily without any help. We have written several pleas to the government, but no response, Dopa said. Another community elder who spoke said during an interview on Tuesday morning, that is today, described the situation as a duress, saying attacks had been ongoing for about 2 years, but had escalated dramatically in recent weeks. That is from about 2 weeks down here. Now, actually, what is happening in the Chanchanji local government and other neighboring communities, Fulani herdsmen are attacking us. This started about 2 years. Properties destroyed, people killed, the elder said. He added that the scale of the killing in just 1 month was alarming. And nobody is talking about it. People want to tell you that they have plan to do this, they have plan to do that, they have plan to make Nigeria great. And, the other day, Rep. Moore was saying that there is no serious discussion about dividing Nigeria. This is what we are trying to say. If you do not divide this country, you see those Christians in the north that you are saying that they will suffer if they divide Nigeria. Give Nigeria 10 years to come. There will be no, you see, both, anytime you see that they direct their attacks to people like Catholic bishops in Sokoto and the rest, know that it is over. Save this video. The attacks on Christians, the killings and everything now is actually going on. They are doing it systematic, simultaneously, little by little, no problem. They are not in haste, okay? And they will keep you thinking, arguing whether this is Islamization is real or not. Very soon, generations will pass. People will come, and they will never know where they came from. This is terrible, and it must be resisted by all means.
Okay. So one thing I noticed about the Nigerians, especially the youth, I think the government is part of an agenda to distract the youth from actually understanding what's really going on and what's really at stake. Using things like entertainment, music. For instance, I notice the Nigerian youth are more interested in arguing about Davido and Wizkid and who's bigger and this and that, rather than focusing on the important issues that actually relate to them and their future. So I think this is also government sponsored. The government are encouraging this kind of distractions.
Yeah.
We need to focus on what's important. We need to focus on ourselves. The youth need to wake up. we need to wake up and we need to engage politically. We need to engage politically. So, for instance, you said they imported people from different countries to come and cause violence in Nigeria, and you have these people being maintained and being taken care of with taxpayers' funds, with Nigerian resources, with our funds that are supposed to come to us. So these are things that we're supposed to be complaining about. We're supposed to speak on these type of issues, but we are more concerned about just there was a time that they introduced Big Brother Nigeria or something like that. All these things are distractions from us really focusing on our real issues. I'm glad that has stopped now temporarily, but we still have other things going on that they used to distract us. We need to focus on the important issues. We need to, first of all, you have people that are armed. You have an armed militia. You have a Fulani armed militia in Nigeria that is killing people. So why don't we legislate for the government to enable the average Nigerian to also be armed so that they can protect their family and their property?
It's not going to happen.
Exactly, but we need to use our rights and our freedom of speech, our freedom to protest. We need to go out there and protest and agitate for these things. The Bible says something. The Bible says that
if you go and agitate, they will shoot you.
Of course, they're going to shoot you, but we have to. So in every agitation, there needs to be sacrifices. There's going to be sacrifices. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the future of my people. I'm not saying Nigeria is my people. I'm saying that I believe in freedom. I believe in liberation. Nigeria right now does not stand for freedom and liberation. I don't think that I want to sacrifice myself for that cause, right?
All right. I want to ask you something before you go forward. These people that imported these terrorists, some of them came to national television to confess that they did. So this is not matter of an allegation. They have admitted that they imported these terrorists. What do you think that we are supposed to be doing now about it?
Why are those people not in jail? Why are they not persecuted?
They are still in government. And
Exactly.
to add it up, Nasser El-Rufai, I believe you know him.
Yeah.
Babada Ahmed, I believe you know him. 2 months ago, they came to national television to say that Tinubu is using the national security advisor to pay these terrorists.
Wow.
So what do we do about this?
Again, why are these people still working freely in Nigerian government? And we're
Because
not
the
no
because the Nigeria, as I talk to you, is under siege, and it seems that people are hypnotized. Nobody asks question, and these people owns the government. Yesterday, that was day before yesterday, you can see the Fulani herdsmen leading car with AK-47 in Kano. As developed as Kano is, they were carrying AK-47 in broad daylight, leading cows. But nobody is going to talk. Nobody will touch them. Why? Because anything you will do from top to bottom, that is principles of infiltration. They have infiltrated the government to Aso Rock, so you can't do anything again. What
right.
do we do?
So again, we have to use the tools that we have. Just like you're using the internet. We need to we need to speak out, and we need our voices. Our voice is not going to go unheard. We need to speak out. We need the youth, we need everyone to come out, engage. You can use your phone, you can record stuff, you can document stuff, and and that's an evidence. That speaks for what it supports what you say if you have a video evidence of something. But we need to do something. We can't just not do anything about it. We need to try to hold people accountable. So I remember one time that they said something about a list of terror sponsors, right?
Yeah.
What's going on with the list of terror sponsors? Where are those people that were listed in the sponsorship of terrorizing Nigerians? Why are those people not being persecuted right now and being held accountable for their actions? These are questions we need to be asking every day. All right, not just not saying anything. The Bible says that the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Okay, so eventually we're going to have to take it by force if we really want a change, and there is going to be sacrifices. This happens everywhere in the world. All right, in the United States where I live, there was a sacrifice for the First Amendment, for the Second Amendment, for all these, for the amendments, for the amendments of American citizens. There were sacrifices. People fought for this and people died for it. So for us to actually have a change, people are going to have to die, but we have to actually sacrifice, and we have to be willing to fight for it. Not just speaking about it. We have to take action. We have to engage. We have to be willing to be a target. We have to be willing to actually risk ourselves. All right. Just engaging, it's not really going to do much. We have to get on the field and actually take action with what we want. Come out and protest. Make your voice known to the international communities. People, okay, now we have U.S. soldiers in Nigeria. Okay, so we can actually engage more in the international space. We're having our voice heard. You have a reverend all the way from a city in the northern Nigeria. He's speaking out, and the international community got to hear his voice. And now we're having response. So we can use the tools that we have, the internet, to be able to speak out.